Hello, it's very nice to meet you and talk to you about your film Lady. Um, this is a very classic question to start with, but what inspired you to start go into filmmaking?
Oh, I like that. I, as a kid, was always drawing and making things, and so I knew I was going to go study art at college. That was always the sort of the dream. And then whilst at art school, there was a project that was kind of like, okay, you've got to storyboard something, so it's kind of photography, and then you're going to go and shoot that storyboard the next week. And once I made that, I was hooked. It was like everything that I like doing, making music, photography, performance, art direction. I mean, like everything was all in this one job. And I was like, this is it. It's like the best job in the world. So ever since then, maybe I was 17 at the time. So that's been the passion ever since.
I feel like that sounds like a dream for anyone who's creative and loves all of that. This, like you said, it's perfect.
It's all of them. And you get to work with so many talented people.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, as a director, you don't really do anything. You just talk to people.
Right. Okay.
And you just go a little bit more like this, a little bit less like that, we'll have the red one, not the blue one, and that's kind of what you do, really. But everyone else is so like you get to, I shot documentaries, but I'm not the best camera operator, or you know, whereas making a movie, you get to work with a great DOP who's excellent at their craft and an artist, and you get to just kind of push them to be the best they can, and it's a huge privilege, really.
That's actually a very interesting take on directing because I never really thought about it that way. You kind of like just making people create, like
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
people create.
Well, it's
sorry.
like having an opinion on absolutely
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
obviously, nightmare person to live with, but also quite. I mean, it works for directing films. So you just have to sort of like that doesn't look right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all it is, really.
Your short film Connect has been nominated for a BAFTA. Um,
A
didn't get
long
as
time
long,
ago.
but it was just such a gentle, short story. And now going into this film, it's completely different. So, what kind of pushed you from? You also did offline dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was also kind of a really cute little story. And
I suppose I would say the thing that connects them all. Well, actually, I've just used the word of the name of the title of the film. Connect is the short, but the thing that the thing that's similar in all the movies is a sense of connection, or finding connection in a world where things aren't clicking and people are very separate and isolated. So this is actually very similar thematically, but maybe aesthetically they are sort of expressed in different ways.
the character Sam in
Yeah,
the film.
yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Well, yeah, yeah, kind of.
He was meant.
Why did I do that? What is that?
He was said to potentially be nominated for a BAFTA in the film, wasn't he? Was
Yeah.
there some connection to maybe what you
Mm,
see in yourself as well, potentially?
Yeah.
In before? Yeah.
I
So
mean,
he's
he's called
represent-
Samuel
Sam,
Abrahams,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's not me, but it was a great way in for me to tell this story. At that I was kind of hooked on the character of Isabella. I mean, she just was very. She sort of leapt off the page, and I knew she needed an equal but opposite counterweight, and I too struggle with some of the similar sort of things that Isabella is experiencing. This kind of like want. I mean, if you make films, you want people to see them. Like I want to, I have a grubby relationship with wanting attention, of course. So I kind of thought, well, that's kind of interesting. Like, what would I be? What would it be like for me coming from a very different world to Isabella, being dropped into that world? What would that look like? Kind of documentarian and subject or muse. And just I thought that was kind of the way in, and I just thought, well, why not? Why not do it? Give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a little exposing, I must admit.
But what was it like, kind of exposing yourself, your life a little bit?
I think so. It deals with some stuff that's very personal, which I haven't really ever talked about openly, but I've just gone and put it in a movie, and
That's crazy.
yeah, which is kind of, and I haven't really, and like I said, we only finished the film this time last week, and it had its premiere, so I'm still actually just processing like what have I done?
Yeah, I mean,
Why did I do that?
you're creative. You created, and that was your expression.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my other question is, how did you and Sian Clifford kind of ended up working together, and what was it like? Because I definitely remember her from Fleabag.
Oh my god, she's so good, isn't she? I mean, so script was in place, and we sent it to Sian, and thank God, she loved it, and we met and just hit it off, and we spent. It was maybe a few months before the shoot that she came on board, and we just spent a lot of time going on these lovely walks and just picking apart the character, discussing references, and we didn't really have any rehearsal. It was more just long conversations. It was just like an amazing way to work, and I loved every second of it. And I mean, like, obviously, she's Claire in Fleabag. She's obviously very funny. But the thing that I'm so excited about for people to see Sian's performance in Lady, because it's not only does it have all this kind of fun bombast on the surface, but beneath it, there's a lot of depth in the kind of vulnerability and trauma of that character, and it's something that I'm really proud that that's in our film.
It seemed like you really connected with her for your film.
Yeah, it was an incredible collaboration. With we had this kind of on the whole shoot with it was such a small crew, and I can't remember if I've already said this, but we shot over 15 days in one location, and so it was a very tight knit crew, and we're just on this one estate that we're all living on, and we're just racing around from room to room. I just had this really lovely sort of intimate family feel, and I think that sort of there's something about that kind of comes off in the film, I think.
Yeah, definitely, because it was all shot in one place, and it's yeah, it must have been such an experience.
Yeah, it was incredible.
My last question, and I'll let you go.
No, good.
During filming, what was probably the most important thing you wanted to capture, or the message you wanted to convey, or how you wanted the audience to feel by the end of it?
So I'm trying to think about the first one. What was it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'll start from one.
Yeah.
What was the most important thing for you to capture during the film?
I really like that. I can tell you something actually. Yeah, I don't know if this will work for your thing, but there's a moment in the her final performance in Stately Stars, which is the talent show that she it's a talent show for kids, but she does a performance in it where I wanted her to. She has to get to a point of not being concerned with the world seeing her, but seeing others and seeing Sam and his vulnerability. And so just like getting that moment to land was something I was very conscious of on the shoot, in the edit, in the writing of the whole thing.
Thank you so much for
No, thank
meeting
you.
with me.